overly poor Greyhound, right? They were missing some shots, sure, but I think if anything, it was a really, really solid looking Rooster that got the job done there. So, if we're looking for that form, obviously from your players like your Netic, your TJP, your ASAP, even chelleos was putting in some big things in 80k with some hero moments. So all the pressure replies on Hello Kitten. We're going to get straight into the action here now, starting off on Mirage. And this is the perfect map to start off a series like this, Komodo.
Absolutely, of course, the winner, as you mentioned, Mitch, going to be booking themselves some tickets internationally. And we do start off with a bit of mid-aggression from Hello Kitten. It was something that we kind of almost only saw them do when it came to Wednesday's match. So I wonder what they have learnt and adapted in prep for this series. But for the first frag, and make it the second, it does go over to Hello Kitten.
Yeah, very, very nice start. TJP will start to hear those footsteps, I do believe. Gets one onto Hugh. Putting that pressure on Valhalla. Was actually making his way up short pretty late. Netic been able to pick that one up as well. All of a sudden, the pieces are falling down. Motion does manage to drop TJP at least. That clears out short, but ASAP, he's crept his way in towards bench. And are they going to be ready for Netic inside that position? Absolutely not. Motion taken away. Now Roflko also spotted. Can he find both here? Gonna have to rely on the shots, but no, it's Netic with the hero play. That is an awesome, awesome round from Netic. I think he picked up one from Connector and then went straight into Apartments underpass.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a solid round from Netic, completely turning the tide there. Rooster with the first.
Yeah, and ASAP playing pretty patient as well, waiting for the flank to come through, not overextending himself from bench is really wise from him to try and just get that round collected. TJP getting a piece of the pie with the frag that he found, so just making sure that everybody is kind of doing what they need to do on the CT side should be the pieces that Rooster need to close this out comfortably. But for Hello Kitten, it is going to be this thing for me, Mitch. Do we see a repeat from them on how they played Wednesday? Because to be honest with you, they can't be playing this map how they did Wednesday. They can't keep just bullying mid because Rooster won't let it happen.
And the thing that I sort of feel has a real big turn to this, right, is we were missing Hugh on Wednesday evening. It was Chief that picked up the pieces instead. Obviously, a much lesser experienced player. Very sharp, very good, but not quite to that same level of Hugh. Obviously, Hugh's got the international runs on the board. He's got a very, very solid track record on Mirage, quite often dropping those 30s, carrying the team forward. So he was a really, really important missing piece of the puzzle right there. So I think if, obviously they put as many rounds together as they did on Nuke, it's definitely got some upset potential here for Hello Kitten.
Well, smoke start to fade in the mid window, and Hugh's going to be getting the better of TJP. Meanwhile, ADK falls, and this round starts to look a little bit more awkward for Rooster. However, quick as the kills do get collected for Hello Kitten, they are answered back. Flash, it's actually gorgeous. Not the second for chelleos, however, so it is brought back into the 2 versus 2.
Creeping on in. Not actually sure if Hugh did spot out ASAP in that position. They are stood up. They should know. Hugh actually gets the ball, gets the info. Now Netic should be able to go for the fight, but no. We're speaking about Hugh, and there he goes. Wakes up with the 3K to slot in the first round here for Hello Kitten. Very, very nice response here, because that puts Rooster obviously at a very big predicament. Down with that 1,400 loss bonus. They're going to have to pick up the Deegs and hope that they can make it work. But yeah, the old Classico, get that bomb planted. Galil's up, and Hello Kitten make it work.
Yep, that's indeed the way. We gotta talk about it, right? Chief, you mentioned it. He did, some damage in the server. He had a couple of good crucial moments that gained some rounds over towards Hello Kitten, specifically over towards Nuke as well. I saw some pretty interesting things coming out from him and some good cohesion with the team, which is, I think, something that you require being a substitute for a roster. You still need to kind of fit who you're replacing nicely, but we also see that Hugh has been around for how long now. We know what he's very capable of. Already off to a good start on this map. Meanwhile, in this fresh round, not the greatest for Hello Kitten, as they are still losing a couple of members.
Yeah, chelleos finding 2 there is massive. That makes it really, really awkward now. The nade is good. Drops down Netic very, very low. A couple more warning shots in towards CT, but it's going to be Hugh with that bomb in tow. And the big flank in coming from TJP. This was a big one, remember, from the Wednesday game, Komodo. TJ's control, pushing through the Apartments position. He got so much info time and time again. So coming into the A ramp now, he has an AK in hand as well. They'll have to spot him early. Roflko with 1. Wow. He gets a second, though, dinked up. It's not going to matter, though. Big Roflko dropping down TJP now all onto ASAP in that 1v3. An impossible task, and he knows it. So he's going to get straight out of there. And that is going to be the round done and dusted. Hello Kitty pick up a second.
Yep, well placed as well to hold on to 3 of these weapons. The AK-47 that is over at A main will be collected by Roflko. So you take over what you need into the next round. We can't say the same for Rooster as they did the full investment. So they'll have to kind of take a knee in toward this next round and make sure they get all of their big old weapons in the round after. And I look to the economy of chelleos specifically. He will be able to pick up that AWP. So his favorite weapon should be equipped for himself. And that's where I start to see what Rooster do best with their fundamentals on the CT side. When Chell has that AWP, that's the play that you look toward.
Massive, massive impact in yesterday's games, especially on that nuke overtime run. Any entries on that T side, so they do send him in towards ladder, nice and early, getting that boost up. You do see that quite commonly from Rooster, but he's been taken down very quickly. It looks like Roflko, the beast, has been awakened. Dobby's been called upon, apparently. Also spotting out Hugh, though, ASAP, so we'll get that information for now. So, 5 alive for Hello Kitten. They have started to show that they are happy to adopt back to kind of that slow mid default, Komodo, but it is seeming to work, at least in the early stages of this round. TJ's got the M4 in mid now. Falcon drops one, but quickly taken. ASAP, last alive in a 1-on-5.
Yeah, I was going to say I want to see that M4 get its way into ASAP's hands potentially, because he is the one with the helmet to protect the body with the Kevlar there too. So, unfortunately for TJP, bit of aim punch in the end, but for Hello Kitten, a round required to just make sure you're building your own economy as well. Make sure you're holding on to 5 guns. And unless ASAP finds something here, that should be the case. 40 seconds to kind of just use as some dead space at the moment in this round, as we know that the weaponry is going to come into their hands in the next one. And I am keen to see what the deployment is actually going to look like for Rooster. Because, yeah, there was a bit of an overextension, right, as well. Because I was expecting chelleos to withhold cash, get the AWP out. But in going for that last second buy, that's not actually going to happen.
5 alive in this previous for Hello Kitten. 3 alive beforehand. So their cash is looking very, very happy. So no upgrades here, no reinvestments. Still holding on to that Galil. Boosting towards Window once more. Window, though, this time has not been smoked. Look at Motion's position. I think actually TJ is not going to be spotting him out. Nope, never mind. It's going to be instead Nedic. Very, very important frag there. Massive, massive plays. Peeking through Window. I think he actually went to boost up, but then in the end, dropped himself back down. So like 3 big frags in the mid position. Nedic on a tear here, Komodo. 4 on the road for him if he gets this final.
Well, we'll see what damage Hugh can deliver. 80k, not looking at the correct location. The trade from Nedic will come out and he will get the 4k. Now, I'll go into this round and I was looking a little bit, I'll say worried potentially for Rooster, right? Because chelleos went in with that full the investment in the previous round, no AWP to come into this round, and there was very lackluster utility for Rooster, but I think they went into that round with an actual game plan, knowing that Hello Kitten were going to challenge on towards mid. That's where Rooster put most of their focus in, and it works wonders for them. So they get away with a round with pretty lackluster utility and weaponry, all things considered, but the reward of that is now they're looking a lot stronger with all the utility. The kits are in, and the better weapons. So this is going to be a real good test for both of these teams to start swinging that pendulum for these gun rounds.
Absolutely. But it very much is back to that slow mid default already. They do reflash out a little bit later. There's much more utility available this time around. But they're very hesitant, because if you do sort of throw your mind back to that Wednesday matchup, of course, where it is the, you know, time again. Rooster playing all 3 series so far, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Rooster was happy to take that CT mid control. So they're looking a little bit more reserved so far, but they haven't really kind of had the opportunity to throw themselves around a bit more. So sitting back for the time being. Hello Kitten afforded that mid positioning, but it does look like they are going to be slotting in towards an A default, an A exec. But of course, both Nedic and ADK are going to be waiting there. TJP walking up short now. Might find the timing on Hugh. He will. So that's a great opener again on TJP from short.
Yeah, big pick, but what does that look like for Hello Kitten? Their swing and action is toward the A side at the moment, and you've already got a rotation from chelleos starting to come over here. The Incendiary will keep anyone from Palace coming out late. However, the full force of Hello Kitten is structured over towards A main. That is a good nade to soften them up.
Motion already taken very, very low in that position, but Nedic does overextend a little bit. chelleos, though, going to be punishing. Gets 2 very, very easy frags as well from him. Always a monster. Motion narrowly missing that shot on towards ADK. sitting at the triple box, actually has to reload. Obviously, the AWP with 5 bullets now makes it a little bit more tough, and he will fall. ADK, nasty stuff. Valhalla does at least get one, but TJ's there to back him up, and that is a much more well-oiled looking Rooster round, as the last two have been super solid. That has pretty much ripped apart the economy of Hello Kitten that they stacked up nicely. So Rooster very much back in the driver's seat in this map.
Yeah, good trades from Rooster as well, making sure that everybody is just very quick to see what Hello Kitten are throwing at them when that A attempt does start to come on out. And now, as you mentioned perfectly so, the economy starts to dwindle a little bit for Hello Kitten, that they do have to drop down onto this lesser weaponry. So the split for them is going to be almost a 2-2-1, with that one being over toward the A side of the map. It's just damage that Hello Kitten are looking for at the moment, because the economy of Rooster as well isn't built up as we are into the 7th round.
Narrowly dodging that U-tilt, but Valhalla will be pipped again by chelleos. Nice shot from Roflko. Makes something work here. Spotted out towards short, but he actually picks up another. Roflko looking much more lively in this evening so far.
Another one?
Maybe. chelleos, though, picking up the pieces. They do line up for ASAP. Great positioning. And now all left onto Falcon. Not really much to kind of speak of otherwise. Just business as usual here for Rooster. 3 big kills again from chelleos on the big green. He's fired up nicely, as he was the last couple of days. You know, chelleos has not had a slow one at all in this competition so far. And the biggest thing I do want to see, you know, like it is so hard to me, like obviously being a caster, have to avoid all bias and just wanting both these teams. You know, I feel like Rooster deserve it a little more, sure. But then again, the opportunity for both of these teams is just massive.
That'd be massive.
You know? Yeah.
Very important round right now, though, ahead of us. A little bit lesser utility on the side of Hello Kitten, but the money resettable by all accounts of both squads. Of course, Rooster, they no longer have loss bonus. It's down to 1,400 if they do drop this one, and maybe they're going to drop a couple of picks early on, because Hugh finds Nedic. TJ's on 9 HP. All it's going to take is a little tickle of a feather from Roflko, but nevertheless, Roflko actually manages to lose that. And look at the space now TJP is finding. He can call that B is clear for the time being and just put a complete reset on this round.
This is the level of TJ play, you know, you see him do it, gets forced into such an awkward position where most players would kind of flounder, and getting back out. Look, he actually may even be able to slot below motion here. Falcon does spot, gets the info, does swing actually back into it. Of course he does. You know, TJ confident as ever, but chelleos can get a response up towards Valhalla. So that's one more punishment found. Now they can sort of reset a little bit, 3-on-3. 50 seconds left to go with motion, the only one sort of in position inside connector.
ADK could upset the balance here. Footsteps in CT heard from chelleos. So as he starts to rotate towards B, this is a bit of a miscall from Rooster, and just puts more emphasis on what ADK actually has to do. Now he's just heard the scope of motion, so it's an idea that it's either a lurk or it is actually an A hit. And with the silence of 30 seconds now looming over Rooster's heads, that utility is going to spread to ADK. He has to go for the challenge. Oh, and he finds one. That's good.
Massive. Yeah, very good response. And chelleos, again with the positioning, finds himself this time up towards short, forces off the plant to be Hugh. He's only got 10 seconds left, has to try and go for this fight. Maybe the timing's been found, though. Little awkward. Has to get the plant now, has to go quickly. chelleos moving up, picking up the M4. Hugh certainly can win this, but it's going to be an important sharp shot. And he spots him, but not quite. chelleos, man, the versatility again. This guy has done everything. He recovers the AWP, he's going to get the defuse. I mean, look, the pressure was certainly applied there by Hugh, but yeah, once again, it's chelleos, captain, to hold it off.
Almost a winnable situation for Hugh as well when it does get brought down to the 1 versus 1, right? Because the CT player goes a little bit too wide to take the challenge on the tap of the bomb, and when there's only 6 seconds left to get the plant, you do start to consider, all right, it started at the 10-second mark. Do you go together from 2 different angles, locking him into the site essentially, or do you go for the early swing, get him off the bomb and win by time? Well, it's a bit of a combination in the end of both, and for Rooster, they do get over the line with the victory, and now we're at a similar sort of circumstance where Rooster, they still haven't built up any economy because 4 players do lose their lives, but for Hello Kitten, you know, that's good for them because it means it's still resettable within 1 or 2 gun rounds that they can gather. This one, Mitch, is the Force half-life with the pistols, the upgraded buy, but you're going in towards chelleos' domain.
I was about to say, you know, we've seen this one before where it has paid off in favor of Hello Kitten, only finding the one though so far. 3 for Rooster. chelleos did very, very well to buy some additional time. Motion getting punished by Nedic. And now it's all on a Roflko. I think this is a bit of an impossible position as he's got so many different angles to watch here. TJ wants to start moving on through. He's going to have some teammate support anyway, and they're just running him down. They don't really need to do anything else but pressure, and that's exactly what they do. So Rooster, cool, calm, and collected, move as a unit together and punish Roflko, not giving him any space at all. The classic, you don't win a 1v4, you lose a 4v1, and Rooster don't let that happen this time round. 6-3 is the round score. And they are looking very, very clean with it since these last few.
What does the difference look like for Hello Kitten come this new round? AKs are here, motion with the AWP. Yet to really find his footing on this map. An opening frag will go a long way for him as he is posted up towards A main at the moment. ADK could actually give him a challenge. I believe they've spotted him going in towards Sandwich. If they are able to flush him out, that would be really big for an opening frag of Hello Kitten, but Motion doesn't have any utility. Roflko does have a molly that he could throw over towards ADK, so it's one of those decisions if they try to commit to that, because they can't really extend out to find him. But there's the opening frag, which I mentioned it. Motion needed an opener and he's found it.
They've got to clear out ADK, though. If they do default towards this A hit once more, already into position is Roflko, but ADK is well aware. Watching onto the top of the stairs. Doesn't look like Nedic wants to overextend and peek into position. So giving it a bit more time. TJ's actually had the rotation called around, but Falcon will drop Nedic, so it's all going to be eyes on ADK inside this position. Motion to drop, and this should be a nice, easy free round unless Hello Kitten do make the mistake. 2-on-5, basically unlosable from here. And the Molotov into jungle to secure it as well. It looks like already Rooster wants to go for the save.
Yeah, Hello Kitten are just clearing every single angle that Rooster could upset them from, so it's really nice from them, making sure that they leave no stone unturned and they can 100% the remainder of this round, because taking 5 weapons into the next round is going to be really big for them. Just a reinvestment into utility is very required for them to really make a good T side happen. Meanwhile, for Rooster, saving these 2 weapons will afford them the drop ability to the team to still get up a purchase. Remember, it is that 1400 loss bonus that is going to be coming into Rooster's pockets. So an AWP from ASAP can technically be purchased up and dropped over towards chelleos. I wonder if they're going to go that route. I would probably expect so. But we'll have to wait and see in the next couple of moments as this bomb does look to explode. That actually, to me, changes the significance of what the purchase is going to be for Rooster in this new round now, because they lose that 1 weapon.
Very much so. 3150, 1800. Yeah, it's not looking great, but we do know that Rooster will be expecting a purchase.
Well, the AWP's
that one
there.
in ASAP drops over the AWP, exactly right. So it will be a good enough buy. They'll be happy with that. ADK does have to drop down to the 5-7, but we've seen some big amounts of damage secured with that one. But this looks like it's a little bit cleaner from Hello Kitten so far. If they can reset the economy from Rooster, bit of a swing round, kind of drag themselves forward. Otherwise, you know, Rooster kind of, you know, keep trotting forward and keep Hello Kitten sort of out of contention, because that's what they've been doing so far. And as I sort of mentioned, you know, the way they launched off on Wednesday on this very map, and with chelleos finding another opener, he does get traded this time, and it looks like they're actually going to pick up the pace. Valhalla and Roflko, as I say that, they've already made some money moves onto A, and I think it's going to be another save coming out from Rooster.
Yeah, big difference from what we're seeing on this T side from Hello Kitten right now. You know, it's that mid control that they tried to just force the narrative on time and time again come Wednesday, but right now it's different. It's quicker towards A, it's slower towards B. It's making sure that Rooster are the ones that are kind of having to lead a bit of the charge here and find the opening picks, because when Rooster aren't finding them, Hello Kitten are gathering these rounds quite nicely. Remember, Mitch, for a refresh for anyone as well who missed the game on Wednesday, it was a 13-2 half on Mirage to Rooster on their CT side. So Hello Kitten have more than doubled that already, and there's still extra change to keep on going.
Absolutely. Certainly starts to become a little bit of an awkward prospect here. Don't think they're going to find ASAP. Maybe. We do have that one member going in towards underpass, which is Valhalla, but I think they're just a little bit too far away. So they're going to save those 3 weapons. Falcon getting the AWP over to Motion. So Hello Kitten's money isn't fantastic just yet. It's certainly starting to get a little bit happier, but not too solid. Rooster, they're the ones who are definitely, though, feeling the pain a little bit as they do just sort of drop back, couple of deagles, just the USPs for Nedic and ADK, though. As I said, it's not often we see Rooster save, and when they do, it certainly is a really, really good reward for the opposing team. So Hello Kitten well and truly should find their 5th here, 6th rather, and then a potential to kind of reset again Rooster in the next couple of rounds. But, you know, moving into the latter part, Komodo, it's a very, very even game. And
Massive opening
right
pick.
there.
Massive pick for the sense of a round. However, wow, okay. Doing it with a bit of style. I was going to say, if this was a gun round for Rooster, those picks would probably hold a lot more value. But regardless, a frag is a frag. Confidence starting to build from motion. And again, you know, if you're 100%ing around as Hello Kitten, you are feeling more confident as a team, right? Making sure that you are working this T half, because you isolate this half, Mitch, this should be 6 rounds on the T side. That's always going to get faster.
And they're slowed right down too. Just the way that they didn't hit the B site immediately. They found the opening 2 picks. They still allowed for Hugh to kind of get that informational control. Saw one go underpass. And they played that very, very well for a counter eco, not throwing any picks away. And that is a happy position for Hello Kitten so far. Because Rooster again, by absolutely down to the bare bones. No AWP for Chell, no kits, minimal utility. So if they get this one, they very much win out the half, Komodo. But still, Rooster, team that doesn't break to pressure too quickly.
chelleos, that radar will be spotting out a player if he didn't on his screen. TJP will confirm. However, no kill yet found either. Utility department for Rooster is kind of lacking and no kits. So there is an element of pressure towards mid that they want to keep control of. But mid, that's not where the action is coming, because look at that gorgeous spray transfer from Roflko. 3 kills, and most importantly, that is probably the round.
That flash out of Palace was absolutely immaculate from Hugh. Roflko getting the spray transfer absolutely everywhere as well. TJP at least responds with 1, but I think they're already going to be considering a save again. Roflko straight in the jungle, watching towards the murder hole, and well, yeah, man, this is crazy. Like 3 rounds back to back to back where Rooster have to back away.
Yeah. You just look at where those 3 players have dropped bodies on the radar, right? All towards connector. The fact that Roflko was able to sneakily walk through A, get a teammate to flash him onto that dirty line, knowing that Rooster are watching mid, knowing that that is where Hello Kitten are kind of coercing them to keep their crosshairs trained. That is a brilliant play to come through from Hello Kitten. Absolutely brilliant.
Forcing away ADK, you know, out of the CT position, leaving such a big space open. So Hello Kitten have certainly warmed up since the previous head-to-head on Wednesday evening. Obviously, yesterday we did have Greyhound qualify for that first slot in the ESL Pro League Season 17. And if you're just joining us, of course, you know, there is that one additional spot. That's what they're playing for right now. And as Hello Kitten take the lead, Rooster were looking really, really hot to trot in those kind of middle few rounds of this first half. We've now got 2 more remaining. Obviously, with those 2 saved weapons, Rooster are going to take another save. chelleos invest into the scout. You know, a round like this, 2 pistols, 2 rifles, you're never going to question it from Rooster. There's always an opportunity for them to bring this. But, you know, Hello Kitten, they are the, you know, kind of ones in control for the remaining 2 rounds of this half, and it's making it a bit scary for them.
Rooster holding enough money to get something of a purchase in the next round, which will be the final one of this half, but still equipping themselves with enough to get something happening in this said round. And with that, TJP starts off the affair by finding Valhalla. Falcon tagged up by the scout as well, and now by himself at mid, untradeable. Does technically mean that Rooster can have a foothold here, but Roflko is just on a tear. TJP though as well, Mitch, in this round. Look at it. Everything is crumbling in terms of player positions, and that is a crumbled spray from Hugh. So Roflko in motion have to pick up the pieces.
Yeah,
and they
not
can't.
enough.
Wow.
Very, very well done from TJP again. You know, they needed a hero. TJP was that hero, taking full control of mid, being able to confidently walk up behind that smoke, finding a second onto Falcon, and then also picking up that one on towards the site from Connector. You know, they had it really in the bag, Hello Kitten, after Roflko found those 2 entries, but then it was just nothing there. You know, being able to recover very, very quickly, and that's where Rooster have kind of put themselves ahead of the pack right lately, right? Their team synergy has looked so much more honed in the last little, last like 6-month period, I'm going to say.
A lot of utility being exchanged in mid at the moment, but Hello Kitten, bit of caution from them. An opening kill from Roflko with the AWP. I believe he might have seen ADK. He definitely knows now, as he does wrangle that spray. So an early 1-on-1 trade. A site now free of charge from any Hello Kitten members, as they do tend their force towards this B site, and Valhalla will look towards that lurker role for the remaining time.
Caught by the flash as well. It is going to be ASAP, so they do start to pick up the pace already. ASAP spotted and taken down. Now TJP alone on short. The smoke's actually going to get him. They do Molotov down towards default, but it is a short plant, and chelleos picks up another. But look at this from Valhalla. He spotted out everything. He's actually going to give the information away for just a little bit, and it's not going to matter for Rooster at all. That's a clean round from Hello Kitten. They'll take the lead 8-7. If you guys take a short break and come on right back, we'll see who will pick up this first map of Mirage. Welcome back. Hope you guys are refreshed and ready to rock and roll, given the fact that Hello Kitten clinched the lead right towards the end as they move in towards that CT position, you know, the roughly favored side on Mirage. Rooster is going to have to step up big to close this one out, as they are the ones kind of with the pressure, you know, hoping to reclaim that spot overseas and make it work. But up very close and personal is going to be Roflko with these Julies, Komodo, and I think it may very well be a bloodbath the way they're lining it up.
Yeah, no one from Hello Kitten able to see anything over in mid at the moment, so it's full focus on these entry points towards the A site. Meanwhile, Rooster, they're being patient, just exploring mid. chelleos is up through towards short. Nedic is going up through connector, so there's a lot of avenues for Rooster to try and pull back away from A if they want to, but now that battle on B goes Hello Kitten's way, do they just go full force in towards A?
Just chilling. ASAP is going to be able to punish Roflko though, so no pain just there. Hugh does manage to at least defend his good friend, but Netic straight up connector, and now that makes it really, really rough for Rooster so far. You know, at least getting a couple of entries in towards this site. ADK does have that bomb in hand. Will look to get it planted, but Valhalla picks up one, and now it's all left onto ADK. Can't quite find it. So 3 alive for Hello Kitten. A nice and easy pistol round on that recovery. Very, very nicely done by Valhalla to find that opening pick towards B on the lurk. And that looks very cool, calm, and collected from Hello Kitten.
Yeah, it was just nice shots from them, I guess. Roflko just couldn't quite wrangle the first one over towards Rooster. I got to say, you know, there was a lot of emphasis on that one action over at the B site that I think determined a lot in the round, right? If it goes Rooster's way from chelleos finding that pick, then potentially that brings forces from Rooster away from the A site. But with him falling that one, they just decide to go straight in towards A because there's that second contingency of connector control being established from them. But at the end of the day, it's Hello Kitten hitting the shots where they matter most. And they peel away with that pistol round. Now, a pause, tactical nature from Hello Kitten here. As we can see clearly as well, both teams going in for the purchase. So, CT side, you want that pistol. It is gathered. Now, this is the important one. You find this round, you're putting Rooster really at an uncomfortable position for the next few rounds.
Certainly so. But you're never going to put Rooster out in a round like this. Of course, that Galil buy in. ADK just with the P250. He's dropped over the AK for chelleos. A little bit of utility as well thrown around. So let's see where this one does end up. Straight in towards mid. Very aggressive. And it looks like they actually might be able to force them back for just a minute. Molotov going out towards the boxes. Now Rooster reapproaching. Falcon's actually already up in towards the ladder room too. So he might be able to swing nice and early. Does spot out one. And he actually does choose to fall back. So Molotov down towards connector. Very patient from Falcon.
Too much utility for both sides to still be able to work with as chelleos just stampedes in front of connector and loses his life. Remember, the pistol round originally went to Rooster, and it was the force up from Hello Kitten that then brought it back after the defuse was there, courtesy of extra cash from the bomb plant. Similar situation right now mid-fight. Hello Kitten making sure that they are holding on to a couple of these frags. They keep going tit for tat, but it is the CTs ultimately that have that player advantage.
Only just makes it a little bit rough that one of the remaining members does nothing to play with. Just the P250 there. So it's all going to be on to Netic. 1 versus 3. Trying to slow it down as much as possible, but the bomb is still so far away from him. Just outside the TV room. Falcon might get a spot, but not quite yet. So realistically, they don't kind of care too much about what Netic's getting up to. It's going to go through the A ramp, rotate all the way back around. Probably has to end towards B, I would say. But obviously there's a couple of members there. They're just playing a very, very passive route here, Hello Kitten, and not making any mistakes or taking any risks.
Now this should be a Hello Kitten round any day of the week. As soon as one of them players see where Netic is, that'll give up what he's trying to do. And it's going to be Falcon who's going to be first contact as Netic. Maybe he finds timing. Falcon's looking up towards apartments. There's the kill, but by that point in time, Motion's already going to be here because the priority for Netic is the bomb plant. He's not thinking of Motion being here.
Not at all. And he'll close out nicely. Motion with just a cheeky little love tap. Rubbing salt in the wound there. 10 rounds though secured. But it was a good response here early. You know, the big sort of issues we have in Oceania is quite often throwing those counter ecos, you know, losing that second round. We saw Rooster pick up one on Nuke, I believe it was. Greyhound got one on Anubis. So
yeah, well, even in this map right now,
always dangerous. Exactly.
It happens, so... Rooster have decided to go in with a full force here to try and keep the scoreline relatively close if they do pick it up. It was a very big gambit from them. So if Netic wins this duel against Valhalla, it would be huge. It would keep all that utility in play as well, but the arm, the shoulder, doesn't matter. Valhalla does get taken out. So first point in play towards Rooster, as we might get some action over at the A site now.
Very big. chelleos actually creeps under. Roflko won't be able to quite find him. Very nicely done from Chell. But he is taken low, obviously. So Hugh starts to feel the pressure a little bit. Rotation comes around from Motion. But Rooster's still kind of pumping the brakes a little bit here. It does seem like they are still relatively keen on hitting towards this A site, Komodo. But it's not really giving them too much to go with. Motion repositions on towards the site. That's going to allow, I guess, a little bit of extra confidence. Does hear now the smoke grenade out. Where does he keep his focus, though? It does make it a little bit awkward. They are moving on in. Motion drops one. Inside Palace, ADK just spamming away. I think Motion actually might find him. He will. Very nicely done from Motion. But look at the bomb. Rotated around. Falcon surely should know. No, he doesn't. Motion's found 3, but ASAP's found the frag. Now it's back to a 2-on-2. He should be able to find this B position, Hugh. ASAP can't take any more risk here. Hugh is going to be able to find it, so it's all on to chelleos. Don't count him out. 1-on-2.
19 HP. He would need some pretty sinister shots right now from this Deagle, and that just doesn't cut the mustard, unfortunately. Losing it out. There's the first one. However, Hugh, ring around the rosy. chelleos, where does he go to? The sidearm is pulled out. Oh! He gets the 1 dig as well. That is gorgeous from chelleos. Mitch, I was really worried for Rooster in that round. First 2 opening picks, and I feel like they second-guessed themselves. Someone's calling to continue A. Someone's calling the rotate to come to B because they hear the CT run away. It just looked awkward from all of the Rooster positionings, but at the end of the day, you said it best. You cannot count chelleos out in those situations.
Never. Top of the scoreboard, in-game leader, captain. He can do it all. Rifle, AWP, it does not matter. Man is a king, and he's certainly sitting upon his throne right now after that round win. I think it's almost punishment for Motion for the BM in the round previous. But irrespective, Hello Kitten do still hold on to the lead to some degree. ADK, who's been having a rough one. You know, it wasn't exactly the best day yesterday, but he had his moments of brilliance that sort of picked up the pieces. Roflko goes on in very, very aggressively, finds the Galil as a response as well. So they are still at an even sort of pegging field here, Hello Kitten against Rooster, despite the weapons being the advantage.
Now, Hello Kitten are going to choose for the 2-2 split with just a bit of an overlook in mid for Hugh through Connector. Rooster are all going to be grouping up in the Palace, so it doesn't give too much opportunity to use that util to get in toward the site. A potential pop flash, and you do explode on out, but you got to contend with Roflko, who's got some Kevlar behind this Galil, and most importantly, Roflko has found himself with multi-frags before, but looking the wrong way, unfortunately, Mitch. That's the entry for Rooster into this A site, and they should be able to make it theirs unless Hugh has something more to say. That's not going to happen.
Hugh getting one nice shot, but it's enough for Rooster to kind of find themselves back into the site. ASAP going to find Falcon nice and easily, and it's all left onto Valhalla. Certainly another player you can't really count out, but it's just a little bit too challenging for him there. chelleos again continuing his reign, and that is going to be enough of a reset onto Hello Kitten very, very firmly here. Down to just the 2K mark, of course, across the board. They're just going to have to play this round very, very quick, throw it out the window. But Rooster will be establishing 10, so it's going to be a 10-10 scoreline again, I'm sure. Unless an absolute blunder comes around.
Yeah, losing a round to the default USPs would be something that would haunt you, I feel, if a series or a map does get lost on the back of losing a round like that. So we'll see if Hello Kitten can get any damage here. It's not going to play too much into the economy of Rooster, but these are the sort of rounds where, more importantly for Rooster, you just want to see them winning it cleanly. And so far, so good. Kel and Netic, good for a couple of frags apiece. Now, ASAP chiming in. That's just going to be down to Falcon. So this is kind of the outcome that you need to see. 500 HP across the board from Rooster. And as we are in the thick of things in this second half, this is going to be a very important round for both of these teams. More so for Hello Kitten because they don't have as much economy behind it as Rooster do have to rebuy in the next if this one goes awry.
Well, this is the pain that you've got to start to really be feeling as Hello Kitten, right? And this sort of round that can live in your head rent-free a little bit. That loss to the 1v2 of chelleos' Deagle is the one that forced them into this economic position right now. And the problem with the CT, as always, right, is you lose that one, you have to force in with the Deagles, you lose that, your hard reset, USPs only. And obviously now you're in a position where your buy isn't even that good. Now Hughes moving very, very quickly. Can he drop 2? He can. And is that the bomb? No, not quite. Bomb will still make it towards the side. Motion already here, but he's gone too far. ASAP finding 1.5, and Falcon at least gets the reply. Bomb now to be planted towards default. Not quite yet, though, Hugh. Already with that pace up towards his position, Komodo. Netic reposition. Netic will look, and he will strike. Pouncing. Nicely done, but Falcon is there to at least equalize. But you're not going to stop thinking about this Kitten right now. The opposing one in Netic. 1 versus 2. Bomb in hand. Creeping back towards position. Does Falcon look? No. He's going to park and pump the brakes, and Roflko will find, will punish. But my God, Hello Kitten had to work hard for that round.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be expecting another one flank a little bit later, right? If it was going to be a second one through apps, you would probably expect them to be together to justify a quick trade, but a little bit of the slower pacing down for Hello Kitten after that explosive action. 2 versus 1 doesn't go Nedic's way, unfortunately. And as I made mention to, it was a very important and crucial round for Hello Kitten to be picking up because they didn't really have the money behind it if it was dropped to get a full purchase. Now that that has happened, both teams yet again with a good old purchase. It's just motioned down to an MP9.
Renegade's boost towards the ramp does not come through. They did get some info there, and now the Molotov will actually flush them back. That gets the tick information, but hopefully Motion doesn't get baited in from his position here, as chelleos will be waiting very, very nicely. Even ASAP's ready for absolute fury here. A little bit of a juke out top mid, but no damage really exchanged so much just yet.
Big pick.
God, he's good.
Motion down. Bit of utility out. The MP9, you know, it's not going to hurt the range of Hello Kitten's ability of weaponry, but having a player down does expose a gap. And that may very well be towards this A site at the moment. 3 in A and 2 in mid for Rooster, but Nedic does fall.
Look at Falcon.
That force to rotate, yeah. In the spawn for Hello Kitten. So that's all the information the CTs do need, that Rooster are still going to be heading towards A.
They got to be ready for it. Got to be very, very quick. Newegg manages the slot just back into jungle. ASAP still gets the catch though. He's sharp as anything. Now pushing towards CT. They are going to get that smoke down, but I don't think they're going to be ready for Falcon at all. Will they line up? There's one drop. ADK does get one up from Palace, but Falcon is there now. TJP to be the hero. They need him. They need him to do it, but it's going to be Valhalla from CT. And he will rise above. 12 rounds now for Hello Kitten. Rooster, they feel like they're doing everything right, but Hello Kitten are at least holding on, because look at this position, you know, he was in such an awesome spot, chelleos, missing the flash, but in the end, Falcon's flank is what does manage to close the round and turn the tide. 2 rounds ahead now, and Rooster are in forced territory again, Komodo, but chelleos has got the big green, and that can mean anything.
And these rounds, having 2 players surviving each time from any of these teams really does just expose how much these players are needing to put into these rounds to try and get frags, to try and get damage once more in repetition. Motion falls first, but this time Rooster, they double down. They get the second one back into it, getting in towards this A side. Hugh's doing a lot of chip damage, but finally finding the first frag of his own in retaliation. The bomb plant down, Mitch. You look at money for Hello Kitten. Do they go for this?
I don't know. They're looking like they are sort of considering it, but with that additional smoke towards CT, surely you just give it up. Their money is so shot. This is the thing, right? You get those couple of rounds, but you're still so close to the edge of the economy bracket.
One player surviving. It hurts. You get a round, yes, but it hurts you in the next couple.
Rough as guts. The CT side, it struggles. But that's the thing, right? Rooster, they thrive in the T side. This is where they've always been. One of the biggest powerhouses, you know, the one that makes so many of these teams that have been around the block kind of question their own sanity. And they got it. Historic upsets against the old Order. Did well against the old Encore as well, or, you know, LFO at the time. But this is the thing, right? Motion, you're playing with fire, my friend. Why are you peeking that one again? chelleos is going to catch you out time and time again. Caught slipping. He's 24 and 16.
Peek me once, shame on you. Peek me twice, shame on me, or the other way around, however it is.
Other way around, but yeah, you're on the right track.
You got to be careful. Yeah. Crossing I's, dotting T's. You know how it be.
But they do force. So this is that ultimate swing round, right, Komodo? This is where Hello Kitten, if they make the mistake, Rooster take the lead again.
Correct, but I'm worried again for Hello Kitten, right? Because they're not stacking anywhere. They're not putting themselves into a situation to get a lot of early locations around this map. It's a bit of a default strategy for them now, starting to mold a little bit into a mid pinch from them. You know, one player in the window, one player to short. Now isolated, Falcon has to fall back a little bit from that Molotov. So it opens up a route for Rooster in towards the A site. And you can see immediately on the back of that util down that Hugh goes and meets with Roflko at CT. They're expecting something to be happening over toward this A site.
I think Valhalla's in such a fantastic position, but with them already getting up connector, it is going to start to make it very, very tough, because if they just dryly walk straight towards that site, which they've done. They have not spotted. Roflko has somehow managed to get the position, to get the info. Maybe he spotted him. Maybe he saw them, because ADK going to be walking straight into the claws of Hugh here. Nedic does get one as a response, as a reaction. TJP does some further damage, but also Nedic, he is doing damage. He is going everywhere, putting it all in the back pocket for the team of Rooster. Now he gets into connector. Bomb still moving towards Palace here, Komodo. 30 seconds. Still so much more to do.
Man, it's another situation where you've walked into a trap of Roflko. He's there and he's ready for you. When you think about Rooster having the opportunity to get in towards this A site, you get 2 frags and that is the round. Roflko finally gets taken down. However, by that point in time, I think the damage might already be delivered. Nedic with half HP, now known challenging Hugh. Can't get the job done. It's 13 for Hello Kitten.
Absolute desperation round there from Hello Kitten to be winning, because when we get back from this replay, he must have spotted him, must have had that info the second that smoke goes down. Roflko has the read, gets the pick, and Hugh inside the ramp as well. I thought chelleos was going to turn the tide with this round, but Hugh pushing forward, taking that control of A main. Because look at the financial position now for Rooster. That's what I was talking about. TJP had 1,400 in with the Deagle. You got 3 AKs, but again, it's that swing round. Both of these teams at risk of reset, and it's not going to matter. Still, Hello Kitten aren't ahead, even though they've got the 2 rounds.
Yeah. None of these teams can string rounds in a row to actually build up economy or to even get a proper loss bonus, right? If you are taking the L's, you still get that element of extra money. 1,900 for Rooster, 1,400 for Hello Kitten. So there is just scraps of money being salvaged upon at the moment. And that's why these forces kind of have to come into play, because you can reset your other team and try to put them into an eco. And no team is respecting it, because at the nth hour at the moment, round number 25, one costly mistake could spell the remainder of this map, and it's going to tend towards Hello Kitten finding 13. And as we approach the minute mark at the moment, there's only one member at the A site, which is where Rooster are going towards, Conky. But look who that member is.
Straight into that position. Hugh gets such an important pick. Roflko now has the info. They have managed to smoke him off. Roflko has to be so careful, so damn careful, but he's not, takes the risk, and he opens up a can of worms here. Hugh now smoked off. TJP inside jungle. Motion has to be so cautious. They have gotten that plant down towards CT, but they've actually peeled away. This is where it gets a little bit dicey, because now Valhalla picking up the pace here. They're already here, Komodo, starting to put the pressure on in towards that jungle side. TJP, oh, he's got one. Narrowly misses it. Now Falcon knows where he is, but they can start to swing, start to support. Falcon gets back into the spot, and he gets another. Will Valhalla be there, though? Do they know where he is? They don't have the read. They don't have the info, but now they do. Now he knows exactly where that final member is, but ASAP is going to turn on a dime and do the crime. And that's another round for Rooster. And this is where we talk about Hello Kitten. They had no lead. The economy is broken. And now they are the ones who have all the control lost. And it's up to whatever decision they make here on that economy. Do they let Rooster into the 13th and have the save, or do they force? They've got to force, man. They've got to let Rooster go to 14.
A lot of these rounds are just looking like a bit of a DM. It's ugly Counter-Strike at the moment because of the state of the economy for these teams. No one can get up a full arsenal of utility. So once Rooster got into that A site just there, it's just no re-smokes, no mollies, no flashes. It's just dry duels and trades having to be happening, a head on a swivel to try and keep yourselves alive and around. As you mentioned, it is going to have to be the force from Hello Kitten here. They do go in with it. MP9 is the most upgraded weapon for Hello Kitten, but you got those Deagles, the 5.7. This would be an upsetting round if Rooster do drop it. They have the util, they have the weaponry. They would tie this game up and force a situation where we're more than likely going to overtime. By the way, this game has been playing out so far.
Hugh has to be so careful. He knows that there's more people inside the connector, and he's going to be punished for it. Roflko has to reposition. He's caught on an island. There's nothing he can do. Motion trapped inside jungle. This is where it all falls apart for Hello Kitten, Komodo. Exactly as I said, they had a 2-round lead, but really, did they? All it took was one little breeze to kind of push through, and they all get their socks knocked off. And that's exactly what we're witnessing right now. They took a risk. They thought they had to force in. Now they allow Rooster to get 13. They obviously have to take the save into that next round, and by the time they even have a consideration, Rooster already have 14. They've built up the economy a little bit more, and yeah, it is just such been an awkward game of tug and war on this economy. Yeah. It's like the bloody recession all over again.
Yeah, for Hello Kitten, you take the scraps that you do have now into the next round. You you know, you don't have any real loss bonus, as I made mention to. So you got to take a similar half buy, or you take an L. You let Rooster essentially get to round 14 by the time that you then have actual weaponry to try and contest, and you're pushing this game out to full rounds of regulation. So it's almost, quote, you know, the double eco now with that back force that they do see themselves with. And this is, you know, prime time for Rooster to dig deep and deploy something that will essentially win them the game in this round.
That's what we're feeling. Sweat off the brow. Rooster, obviously, you know, in kind of the pole position here. It's their game to lose from this position. You know, basically a free round if they are successful. Spotting out 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a bloodbath. It's easy. It's cool, calm, and collected. I feel like I'm repeating that because that's Rooster for you. The pressure certainly gets turned up on the stove, but they're not going to be jumping out of the pot straight away. They want to stay in there and bathe a little longer because they're loving it. That's where they thrive, under pressure. Whereas Hello Kitten, you know, being that kind of thrown together 5, don't have the same vigilance. But it's their, what would be probably called their final opportunity here, Komodo, right here, right now.
Yeah. And with no AWP as well, with that money situation being a very big problem, means that Motion is kind of, I would say, a little bit weaker because he's had some good shots with that ult so far. Now, here's the bane of ADK's gun. 2 from ADK, 1 from chelleos. This is looking like a quick 15 snapped up by Rooster.
This is the thing about ADK. Anyone watching going, oh, God, drop this guy. He's not doing very good. chelleos even kills him just to make it even worse. He's done it again. That's not the first time chelleos has team killed ADK this week, but ASAP's found Falcon. Valhalla does get 1 more. They got to be cautious. They don't want to throw too much away, but chelleos hits 30 with that, and that's after he's dropped the team kill as well. So, as I was saying, ADK support player does what his team needs him to do, and in the absolute crux, the hardest part of the boulder, he gets out with 2 to close a round 15. Map point for Rooster.
And I'm looking towards Hello Kitten with what they've got to play with here. CZ75 for Falcon. First time he's using it this game, I do believe, as well. A couple of scouts in the mix, a FAMAS, and an MP9. So they need some chip damage from these scouts, and then they need them finished off. However, it's chelleos to lead the charge. Never mind Roflko. He wants to keep his team alive. He wants to force the overtime. As ADK is going to waltz back in towards spawn to pick up the bomb. That does mean that Hello Kitten can start to gather what information they possibly can. And at the moment, Mitch, they're kind of just playing passive. They don't want to have a trade happen and give Rooster that chance to close this map.
Absolutely not. But that was the moment, right? You know, you saw chelleos so much confidence. The in-game leader basically throwing himself out a ramp, taking the duel with Roflko, drops him low, but Roflko maybe, just maybe making it work. Motion has picked up the AK. He's run out of bullets. He's got to be so careful. ADK is just chomping at the bit, wanting to take him down. Where does Motion reposition? Roflko dropped. There we go. Does get a leg shot, however, making it just a tiny bit easier. But Motion, again, has to be so careful.
He's done well here. Getting in towards the palace, Mitch, it would be a perfect position to play a little bit later in the round. Activate just a little bit delayed, but with that information, he sees no one there. He starts to peel away, and in that meanwhile, it's Hugh to fall back to full CT. He's got the scout. Motion falls. This could be the map here.
Off the side. 1 shot from Hugh. ASAP down, peeking into the scout. It could be the moment where things will turn the tides. Valhalla spotting that bomb. It's all on Netic. 1 opportunity for this big man in the 1v3 to close it. One of New Zealand's finest, looking around, spinning on a swivel, but it's not going to be enough. And Valhalla will mean that Hello Kitten hold on, but it's Hugh with the heroics, with the sharp shots towards those dice. And they'll be rolled for a 14 here. 1 more to go to overtime. 1 more for Rooster to close. Ooh. It's enough that Hello Kitten can get the buy together, but look how lucky, just narrowly missing those bullets, dancing around it, moonwalking back into CT.
Yeah, that big shot from Hugh first on towards ADK really hurt Rooster. You lose a crucial member at the nth stage. We're going to get a late tactical timeout here, so a little bit of a breather for everybody as well. But, you know, just a little bit of an ill-timing trade attempt from Rooster as well, right? A second member swings in toward the crosshair of Hugh, allowing the scout to be active again. So quite unfortunate for Rooster's sake, but they did string together, Mitch, a couple of rounds. It's been a while since we've seen just rounds in a row in this map. And as Rooster did so, they afford themselves a full comfortable purchase coming into this new round. Likewise of Hello Kitten. They steal away a couple of weapons in the previous one. There's still an AK on the floor that'll go to motion. So this is going to be, you know, a very pressure-filled moment for both of these teams. It's to find the first map for Rooster. One away from getting into Pro League. For Hello Kitten, though, it's to still have a chance to claim your own map pick and get this series started.
Yeah, we're talking about it, right? Hello Kitten lose Mirage. They likely lose the series. I mean, you know, there are some heavy hitters that can put up some big numbers on Overpass, but it can be challenging to play, especially when you've got this solid 5 like Rooster putting the pressure on. They've slowed it down here, Rooster. A little bit of control towards unders. Top mid held. Bomb will be dropped. And they're playing a passive route here, Rooster. Over towards that site of A. Motion. Does want to play, but he's got to be cautious that he doesn't go all in.
Yeah, Hello Kitten really putting an emphasis on using this utility early, however. All the players using a lot of it. You've only got Falcon with 2 pieces, a single smoke left for the CTs. If it goes into a retake, they're going to have to bring out what they did earlier with the scrappy head swivel turnings and trying to just make sure you're getting the frags when you see an opponent on your screen, when a teammate spots them to swing with them. So 50 seconds to go. And Rooster, they've got enough to go in with a big ol' execute. It's going to be over towards this A side once more. But Hugh, Mitch, he starts to get up close and personal to TJP. This is going to be a big fight to win. And he gets... Wow!
Oh my god! He should have never, ever, ever gotten away with that right now, but he goes up and above. 80k needs to find it, shoulders it out, but he's taken down. This may very well be going to overtime unless ASAP pulls out the absolute heroics, but it is not going to occur. Overtime for map number 1 of the evening. Stay tight, hold glued to your chairs, because we'll be bloody back in a few seconds with an heater of an overtime on Mirage. 15-15 is where the scoreline will lie. Hello Kitten did manage to drag back, but it wasn't after some heroics from Rooster. They played the economic challenge, now we're straight into overtime with max cash, of course. The investment is here in the AWPs. Valhalla in motion. And Rooster set back to that mid default.
Two AWPs though for Hello Kitten, something that the economy of the second half didn't provide us a chance to have. So everybody having a clean slate. That is a god-awful run boost from TJP. He pays the price, and the trades still do start to come on out. But the equalization 3-3, motion getting shouldered out, but he wins that dual. Mitch, this round has gone 2 down.
Oh, no!
Quick, and chelleos misses
Oh,
the sitter.
no! That is so uncharacteristic. Game 7 and he misses that shot, but irrespective, it still would have been tough. Great holding line from motion there. I mean, yeah, that's rough. TJ didn't quite get the run boost off, but then Nedic, he was stepping up to the plate, almost had it. If he had that third onto motion, it was all of a sudden a different story. But yeah, chelleos, the second his teammates dropped. Unfortunately, his focus did get left. You're never going to criticize him on that one after the amount of shots he's hit during the course of the series, but when you're in the, heat of the moment, in the overtime, where you're playing for an international opportunity that was, already to a degree kind of Roosters. Now Valhalla, awesome shot on Nedic to open up the round. Will they pick up the pace from here? Information gathered, Molotov goes down. Do they choose to entry through? Looks like they are getting close and personal now, but no. They've pumped the brakes and they will reverse on out.
It'll be extremely hard to just try and bully Valhalla off a position with that AWP, and there's been enough time with you trying to smoke that Molotov for another CT side member to rotate over. So it is the smarter decision for Rooster to start to fall away. However, for Hello Kitten, it gives them space, and it gives them an idea that maybe Rooster are no longer toward the B site. So things will start to tilt toward the A side. You got Roflko just playing spot towards CT. Other closest member being Hugh in connector. So it's going to be some very vital frags that Rooster need to find to get into the A site for a chance at claiming this round.
Hugh with the open up. Exactly what they need. Hello Kitten here. About to walk out of Palace. Roflko adopting a much more passive route this time. He got aggressive, got picked from that position a couple of times. But this time he doesn't want to overinvest. They have crept their way out towards A now. I don't think he's spotted. Now he gets the info. That nade maybe not going to be that great. No, it is in the end. Does good amounts of damage onto ADK. The Molotov not deep enough either, but it's not going to matter when TJP is there. Motion hitting the leg shot on the chelleos. That was a nasty flick up. Means the nade can dunk down, and that's basically, done and dusted. 2 seconds, no more. And Motion does take TJ down just before time, so they are going to get a little bit of extra cash, but chelleos is down very, very low. He calls for that AWP purchase, I do believe, unless he actually wants an AK. No, okay, it is going to be the call for the AK instead. And all 5 are going to be up. What's the pace going to look like here? Hello Kitten seem to have found a level of stability here, Komodo.
Yep, 2 rounds on the CT side for the first bout of OT. They'll be happy with that. Good shots being collected, and even when those shots were legs, Mitch, the HP grenades finished them off, and they softened ADK up to start things there. So really well placed for Hello Kitten. If they get this 3rd round here, they should be a shoo-in for a closing on this map, given by what we saw on the T side from them. Very capable of gathering rounds. I mean, you say the same thing towards Rooster, but right now it does feel a little bit flat from Rooster, but more so it feels, more collected for Hello Kitten. Another opener their way.
Look at this. 3 members underpass. Obviously, the boost up to watch mid. Valhalla with the AWP in unders. Like, that's a level of confidence that not many people would have in overtime at this strain. Now, deep smoke goes in, makes it a little uncomfortable for TJP. They're already clearing out top mid. But they do have to be careful about Big Tej. They are moving back. Rooster around towards that A hit, but Motion may very well find the timing here, Komodo, and I don't think TJ would have sent that, relayed that information. There it is. There's the bomb into the hands. Valhalla picks up another, and Komodo. Oh, Valhalla with the flick on the stick. He's looking good. Falcon to close, and that's 18 for Hello Kitten. They've got 3 map points in the coffer.
Man, just again, right? An opening frag unanswered. Rooster members lurking around a little bit disconnected. It was the players that were by themselves getting taken out. And the bomb was just lacking a little bit in T-spawn. A good push up the guts of mid from the likes of, well, then CT-sided team of Hello Kitten. There's a pause called right here to get things in order, but 3 out of 3 CT-sided rounds for Hello Kitten means they only need one T-side to close out their map pick here in Mirage. And we were talking before this series started, Mitch, on which way do we think this series does actually get towards that third and final map of Nuke. Well, I firmly believe it would be from Hello Kitten finding Mirage and then overpass it historically over towards Rooster. And so far, I do get the sense that that is a very large possibility.
Lots to think about, lots to consider. But it shows here, you know, how much of an impact Hugh has been, right? An important piece of the puzzle. And to do it. So just to update you all, there is a quick tech pause. Looks like FPS issue should not be too far off. But, you know, I think sort of as you are alluding to, Komodo, you know, overpass, certainly a scary one. Historically, do believe, you know, Roflko once upon a time being a part of that Vertex roster. They had a pretty solid overpass, but coming in against a team like Rooster, just as a unprepared five, you know, a bunch of bros.
You mentioned Vertex, right? Hello Kitten did best Vertex on overpass in this qualifier to get here. They had to tackle them on that map in a decider, in a third map.
Yeah.
It was 16 to 9.
How big of an impact do you think Malta sort of would have had? That's the thing, right? Like, Malta, one of the newer additions to Vertex over the last little while, but dropping out. You know, you bring in Valiance. Valiance, a very, very well-rounded player. Obviously, has taken quite a break since the drop down of order. I think once it was Valiance and Vertex that joined that qualified the team for.
Vexite?
Vexite, rather. Sorry, Valiance and Vexite. It was on Vertex that they qualified for DreamHack. That's what I was going back to. But yeah, Malta obviously being, you know, one of those sort of newer additions. Valiance hasn't been around for a bit. So do you think that really kind of turned the tides for the team, you know, losing out on Malta that kind of gave Hello Kitten that further boost over Vertex?
Look, I'm going to go as far as to say that if you're a squad, you know, with the backing of an org as well, you're putting in all the effort as a 5 to learn maps. Overpass is one of those maps where you get a new player. More often than not, they're probably not going to be well versed, and it's going to take a little bit to find your footing on that map, right? As opposed to a Mirage or an Inferno or a Dust 2. So I actually think that there's always going to be an element of a lesser equipped roster when you do get in a substitute. But I think in terms of a replacement for Malta, Valiance is not a bad shout. He put up a good performance. At the end of the day,
for sure,
Vertex were just not the better team that time.
And I think Vertex, they'll be rolling over in their graves if Rooster end up qualifying, you know, after getting knocked out at the line. But if Hello Kitten win, I think they'll be quite content, you know, at least if it's not them, it's their mates. But overall, you know, Rooster, again, they were the ones that obviously had that spot in the ESL Pro League conference, which was meant to be that overseas run. But given the change-up, they had to re-qualify. This time, it is further ahead, right? ESL Pro League being that direct invitation, meaning you don't have to go through the... there's pros and cons with the conference being kind of replaced here. But, you know, Rooster,
I believe
have that fire in their belly.
Overall, the Pro League... Oh, hang on. Couple opening picks here. This might actually be doing it with Hello Kitten finding the frag, but there is a touching point I want to mention as chelleos does find Roflko. What I was going to say is I do believe Pro League gives you more matches overall internationally than the conference would if you lose out in the conference. But if you won the conference and got through to Pro League, then you would have a lot more. So pro and con, but that's the bomb. And that's the pro for Rooster in this round.
It's planned out a little bit weirdly here. They are continuing forward, though. Obviously, time did pass. Motion gets a response. And chelleos... Oh, no. There is no way Valhalla gets the response here. No, he doesn't. Okay. Oh, geez, you can breathe there. You can breathe. chelleos making it work in the end because Motion found 2. So there's that tech pause. I did get alluded to that a little earlier. The round, obviously, I'm sure still will go ahead here in favor of Rooster, as it should. But that's Hello Kitten losing out a prime opportunity. One of their map points going by the by. There is 2 more.
2 more chances to find map number 1 in this series. I do wonder how long this pause is going to take, but I gotta say, Mitch, a very big risk at the end for chelleos to go for that no scope as well. You know, you think if that duel gets lost there, you're in a 1 versus 2 with the other player on the side of A itself, or if that no scope, and chelleos still does escape that situation and his teammate loses his life, then it's Chell for the 1-on-2 with that AWP, known position as well. It was a very lucky situation that they were able to get that one in the end with the shots that they're able to hit. As we are just waiting for confirmation right now. I do believe the previous round was continued as damage was already delivered
so.
by the time the blue screen did happen. Yep.
Exactly.
But
So
we're just waiting for
back
the
soon.
reconnection at the moment.
Shouldn't be too far off, irrespective. Looks like it was Roflko back into the server now, it appears. So as soon as we have that info, we'll obviously relay it through. If you are just joining us, of course, to remind you, this is for a spot at ESL Pro League. International opportunities over the last couple of years have been tight in Oceania. Mainly Greyhound sort of being that representative continually. A couple of moments from LFO, now Encore. But of course, it has fluctuated over the time. Katowice around the corner. Greyhound already being a part of that, but now obviously re-qualifying for ESL Pro League. One of these two teams will join them. So it looks like there has been a recovery and no round has changed up. So round did go ahead as it should have from what we could have seen. So now it is going to be 2 more map points left for Hello Kitten. Rooster need both if they want to take it to overtime number 2.
See what Hello Kitten are going to be able to showcase to try and close out this map here. And now it's going to be a little bit of mid-control attempt from Hugh as chelleos does get boosted into a ladder room. Nothing too immediate in terms of damage or in terms of a battle, but over toward the B apartments, we might have that just yet. Valhalla and ASAP, a potential duel that could see the start of a massive round for both these teams.
B. Looks like it is looking pretty quick. A good trade out from Falcon, but ASAP certainly did some good damage there. Now Hugh in position. Actually spots out chelleos. That's a massive pick. If he gets another here onto Netic, it could be colossal, but it's not going to happen. Roflko with the read, though. Bomb's still rotating back around to A, but Komodo, look, Netic, ADK, they're still here. They are parked.
I wonder, though, does Roflko know that they are here? Has he got any inkling, any insight? Footsteps? Did he spot Netic on that jump? ADK is going to position himself on the dead corpse of his teammate in TJP. And this could be big for Rooster. That is a missed smoke at the top of connector as well. So there's a big opportunity for ADK to be the linchpin here for Rooster as Netic loses his life. It is just to ADK now.
1v3. I don't know if he's heard a single step. Made no noise at all. It's going to be on to Roflko to see if he gives up this position. How long does he wait? What information does he play for? He's moved forward. He's actually managed to spot it. Roflko gets the damage, but it's not going to be enough. ADK tries to buy his time, tries to be the hero, but unfortunately he is punished, and that is going to be Hello Kitten walking away with map number 1 here on Mirage, 19-16. That is a very, very big, I'm going to call it an upset, to be quite honest with you. You know, Rooster, they were doing so much damage against Greyhound yesterday. They were poised to take that slot, you know, from the back end. They've been waiting. They've been watching these qualifiers. Hello Kitten pushed through so